Welcome to bonus lesson 3, and this one is going to be a mini masterclass on graphic overrides. Revit has a bit of a reputation for not being able to produce, the most beautiful drawings, and there is some truth in that. I still think the last 10% could be found in an Illustrator, Photoshop, or what have you. But I think you'd be quite surprised what you can get out of Revit. Now, in order to really, nail down what we want to achieve, I would recommend that you start with a color palette. And what I've got here is a website called Adobe Color. It's absolutely brilliant. Just give that a Google, dead easy to find. And to keep the color palette quite subtle, you want to hit monochromatic. And then let's go for like a sort of orangey look there. Oh, let me just see. No, it's a bit much, isn't it? Shades is maybe. Yeah, the closer we get to the middle. Let's do monochromatic again. There we go. So that's quite nice. Those three are quite nice. And then underneath, you'll see the RGB values, and it's those that we need. So if I can just snap my windows, right? What we want to do is in Revit, just hit VV for your visibility graphics override. And anyway, really, just click on the top one. And we just want to use these 3 slots here to create our 3 colors. So for R, it's 207, 189, 134. And you mightn't agree with these colors. Definitely encourage you to go on Adobe Color and pick your own. The middle one is 165, 157, 134. Okay, then we add that to that slot. And then the third one, let's go for this one, 250, 218, 120. And add that there. So we've got our little color palette sorted. Hit OK, right? Then what we want to do, little trick, is there's a thing here called expand all. And then if we hit Control A, I thought that might have worked, never mind. Shift and select down to the bottom. We then want to select pretty much everything and just pick between that color palette. So let's just go for that first one for the lines. Patterns. Let's go background, that one. Solid. For the cut lines. Let's go. No, actually, let's use that darker one for the lines. And then we'll use that one for the projection. Background. See where that leaves us. So that's a start. It's not perfect, I know. But you can see already how we're getting a bit of a diagrammatic look. If I just pull that out. VV again. Expand all. Now, I actually think that yellow is just a little harsh. So let's just slide that up a little bit and hit add there, so we update that one. And same again, really, I feel like they've just gone a little too harsh with it. But don't mind that one, because that is line work. So there we go, that's getting a little bit better, isn't it? Then we can get a little more granular with it by selecting floors here, and then the projection. You actually might want to just change that to something a little lighter again. Maybe even go a white. And you can see how you can pick things out there. That's quite interesting, isn't it? We've then got hatches, which we need to go into the material here and update the pattern to suit one of these. So if we just go to that, and you can see how that's softened. You could even do the same with cuts as well. Where are we there? So here, cut pattern, go to that. And you can see how it affects that there. Also, we hit VV. We can expand all here, select all, and just turn them off. And that gets rid of the section box and all the other bits of fluff. Okay. Then we do want to turn shadows on. But if we go over here to our graphic display options, keep it to consistent colors. Shadows, yes. We won't worry about sketchy lines just yet. Background, none. Although you could do a gradient, and we could even pick between those things. And that's quite cool, isn't it? That gives you something to go on. You could even just select all of them. Let's go even lighter. That should give us a nice solid background like so. And then on the lighting, let's see if we can do top left. That's nice. Let's also set the view to coarse, actually, because it gets rid of that. And it hides all that line work as well from a previous bonus lesson. Where are we? And then on lighting, what you want to do is actually drop the shadows to say a 10. And look at that. That is a really nice diagram. With a little bit of line weight on as well. That looks spot on. We could even go into, we said floors, didn't we? On our cut pattern, we could even start to get a little bit more control. Let's go like saturation 50. And you see the way the actual cut is a little darker. We could add that up there. Maybe even go a little darker again. Okay. And then we can go down, find walls. Roof. And you've just got that consistent kind of cut. How nice is that? So you could pop this on a sheet, or you can export it as an image and use it in a presentation, or a different format. But there's a couple of steps that we need to do beforehand. If we zoom out, we can see that our window is a little off. So we turn on the crop view, and we want to make sure that our crop view is just nice and compact, like so. Okay. Also, before we export it as an image, we want to tick this little chap here, smooth lines. Hit that, and everything just gets just a little bit crisper. Then we go File, Export, scroll down, Image Animations, Image. We want to then check Zoom to. Sometimes it defaults to Fit to. Zoom to 100%. PNG is a better quality. And then set your image quality to 300, maybe 600 if you want to get fancy. Hit OK. I've just saved it to the desktop. And there we are. Look at that. That is a beautiful diagram. We've got a little bit of artifact there that we could maybe rescue in a Photoshop or something. And there's a bit more that can be done there, but you know, I will leave that to your imagination. What I wanted to demonstrate here is that you can get a really nice kind of isometric from it. Now, actually, before we do finish the lesson, let's duplicate that view again with detailing. Let's expand the view out, and we'll call this one 3D section 1, right? And then let's snap to an orthographic view. Like so. How nice is that? We could do the same again. We could pop that on a sheet. Let's make sure that we've got our smooth lines on. We could put that on a sheet, or we could export that as an image as well. And one further, if we duplicate again 3D section 2, we can change the projection mode. See here, projection mode, change that to perspective, and we get those lovely, hold on. And then to center the section, you just need to make sure that you turn off the crop view, and then just kind of eye it in. You can mess with these eye elevation settings, and then just get it to a point where it's centered. It looked a little bit off on the previous one. And there you go. There's a little bit of adjustment. Maybe just bring that in like that. You get the idea. How nice is that? So we've got, if we just turn that off, we've got a diagram, an isometric drawing, sorry, an isometric diagram, an orthographic drawing, and a perspective section as well. All kind of with, you know, that starting color palette in mind. You could obviously, for just one last little thing, on like this projection surface, you can drastically, sorry, make sure you hit expand all, then select them all. You can drastically change the appearance. We could go for like a real, you know, dark blue. And look at that. So you can really craft your own sort of personal style as well. So that was the graphics masterclass in Revit. Definitely any questions relating to this, drop us an email at adam@archademia.com, and I'll see you in the next one.